3 by 3 in the middle of the two. And if you look down from it from above, you can kind of like see the dome curving away from you, which is kind of cool. Although nobody's ever going to see this view, which is a bit of a shame. Because you have to be like on top of it looking down. Look at this, geometrically it's so interesting to me. Alright, let's keep going. So here we're looking at like, so this is symmetrical. It's symmetrical, so we don't need to worry quite as much. So that there, and then here, and there, like that. To that point, and then to that point. I'm gonna have to change all of this later on too, because we're not using gold. All the gold is just placeholder. We're not actually gonna build this thing out of gold. We're gonna have to come back and change all the gold into a different material. I just haven't quite thought of which material, and that's why we're using gold for now. The question is, do we don't do the... No, this is correct. Alright, this is correct, good. And then here, we're looking at that, and those there, and those, and that. So just lining up each side, and then up top it's just gonna be like that, right? Right, good. Might as well put these in. Now, and then that's, and that's, and that's. I'm lining up that way. I'm lining up that way. I think this is the most geometrically interesting station we've tried to build so far. And really, like the other stations, because they've been smaller, it hasn't been practical to put in a lot of curves. Whereas this one, being ambitious, it is just big enough to start putting in these complex curves with giant square blocks. Because we're working with giant square blocks, it's practical to put in curves here, but not in the other stations because they're smaller, which is something to keep in mind. That, you know, in Minecraft you have to build things at a certain scale before you can put in interesting curving shapes. Is that incorrect? That's incorrect. It should be there. It has to be a certain size before you can put in interesting curving shapes. So this like dome thing that curves away from you. We couldn't do this with anything smaller than this. And even this is like barely big enough for you to see the cubes as curves. Although now that we've done it, it's kind of amazing. It's actually kind of amazing. I just wish we can make this a little thinner or a little more transparent somehow. I'm gonna have to experiment with materials later on. Alright, so now we're up to here and things get increasingly complicated. So I believe this just goes straight across. The question is what happens to the other ones. So here we're looking at that, and we're looking at that, and then how do they even okay, not that one. Is that right? Yeah, no, that's right. Not that one. So those, and then here, and then here, and then we get to this point, and then not that one. And then we that, and that, and that, and then in the middle we do that. I think that's right. I believe that is correct. But who really knows? I mean, except me, of course. I'm supposed to know, because I'm the guy designing it. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. No, this should also be that. Because it's 1, 2, yeah, no, that should also be that, and that should also be that. Alright, glad we figured that out. Alright, so this should be that, and that. And wait, okay, that one. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. Okay, so here those, and those, and those, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, and those. I believe that's right. Let me just double check this. So we should be able to see through the corners there, corners there. Alright, that looks... wait a minute. Oh, that's correct. And then we should be able to see through all of that there, all of that there. And then the top of this is 3s and 3s. Fascinating. geometry. Yeah, no, I'm really like I find this really fascinating. All right, those and those. Those and that. That's, oops, and that's there. That and that. And that, and then up to there, up to there, up to there, and to there. And then this is just this. Alright, fine. So, yeah. Looks like that. I guess it's pretty cool, huh? It's actually kinda awesome. So it's like a membrane. Each vault. From the bottom, I mean, you can kind of see through to it. You can't see it very clearly though from the inside. Alright, so what are the challenges? Staircase and bridge. Staircase, we need a staircase up to the top of this thing. Let's smash these, we don't need this anymore. That's not supposed to be there either. Let's just keep the datum and remove everything else down here. The datum is that one. Alright, let's do some cleanup. Let's do some cleanup because things are getting a little messy. So cleaning that up. We don't need this stuff down here anymore. The version 1 of the model we can demolish. In fact, we might demolish the version 2 as well because we have it life-size now. We don't need a model. Anyway, I'll keep the model for now, just in case I change my mind. Oops, don't kill the tree. Diamond block is the datum, we leave that just in case. Get rid of that stuff down there. Color testing. Or like material palette. Let's move the material palette to give ourselves more space. So we're looking at these colors, right? So this one, the white concrete and the orange is what we have in mind for the color palette. And orange terracotta. We should probably fill in these holes in the ground as well. We've been punching holes in the ground accidentally. Alright, let's put that back, that's probably there as well. And while we're here, let's put these back. Demolish the color test. We want to give ourselves more space to work with, basically. What else do we need to fill in? I think that's all of it. And glazed terracotta. Oh, this we can get rid of that because we don't need those counters anymore. Although this should be solid for now. We can get rid of these. Don't need to count those anymore. This model, let's trim this model back. Although we can leave it mostly intact for now. Alright, that cleans things up a little bit. I'm actually kind of amused by, like, this is the model, and then that's the full size thing. And it's actually pretty close to what the idea was, for now at least. Alright, let's think about staircase. Do we want it outside the building? Do we want it inside the building? Do we want it symmetrical or asymmetrical? The town is here. This is ambition. Oh, the villagers are jumping off the buildings and killing themselves. What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Why you... Oh, you can't get inside? You can't get inside? Is that why? Oh my god. What a mess. So the station leans that way. I mean, it already kind of steps up this way, so it seems to kind of make sense to have a staircase here. Should the staircase hang from the frame so it's like halfway down? I don't have any good ideas. There's not actually that much space down here, that's the problem. So the main entrance to the station is gonna be here. I have no idea what we put down here anyway. If we just like keep it open or fill it with stuff. Usually I recommend to people that they should build their staircase first before building the rest of their building, because you end up in precisely this problem where you don't have space to put in your staircase anymore. So don't do this, right? If you're a designer, don't do what I'm doing right now. Just don't do it. Prismarine brick stairs. I don't even know. Let me just find any stairs.